So this video is to show you how to set up the assembly for your train. So the first thing you're going to need to do is place in the train body. After you click to place it in, you can just right click and then click OK. That'll make sure you just place only one. The next thing you're going to do is right click on the train body and click on grounded. This is going to lock it in place so it follows the movement of this cube over here. And then also you can't shift it around. This is going to be a good thing because when you start doing your work drawing for this later on, you don't want to have it crooked and kind of like out of place. You want to have it nice and lined up. So I'm going to bring in the rest of the train pieces and then I will show you how to assemble your train. So now that I brought all of the pieces of our train in, I'll show you how to start to assemble. So you click on Constrain, and the one that you've been used to using is the one that's Mate and Flush. So the one we're going to be using this time is going to be Insert. There's two different ways to do this depending on how you click. You might flip between the two of them, and I'll show you what that looks like in a second. And I'll show you that with the train body and attaching the stack to the train body. So if I just switch, you can see how it flipped. You just switch between them. So once you place something in the way you want it, just click apply. And we could just turn and do the same thing to another piece. So you just click on the edge, click on the other edge, and apply. And you'll just keep doing this for most of the parts of the train. The ones that'll be a little bit trickier are these parts right here, which I'll show you how to attach the axle, or sorry, the linkage arm to the wheel. I'll show you how to do that once I attach those, but the one I'll show you right now is the cow catcher. So first I'm going to select that hole and this edge of the peg and apply. And then I'm going to twist this so I can see, if I move this over, this edge right here. I'm going to go to Constrain, Insert, I want this edge, and I need to locate that edge right there. And then apply. So that right now is fully attached to our train body. Another way you can do that if you're having issues trying to see everything is if you go to View, Visual Style, and then you can go to Wireframe with Hidden Edges, and you can see everything that is inside the train. So all the holes that are drilled into it. You can even see that piece that I added onto the back. And then when you're done, just switch it back to the normal view. So that's one way you can do that. Alright, so I'm going to attach most of the other pieces so then I can show you a little trick for this piece. Oh, and the cow catcher. If you have any issues attaching it where it pops up with errors, chances are a dimension is incorrect on either the cow catcher or the train body. So you're going to have to go back and check all your dimensions if you're having problems attaching the two. So now that I have the rest of the train assembled, I'm going to show you a little bit of a kind of a problem that you might have with attaching the linkage arm to the wheels. So what I'm going to do for mine is I'm going to select this outside edge and this outside edge, and I got to flip it and then apply. The next thing you can see is this is not attached to the other side. It can still rotate and move around. So you still have to attach it to the other one. So constrain, insert. What sometimes happens is somebody clicks on this edge and maybe this edge, or they click on this back edge and this back edge. The problem with that is it won't attach properly. You're going to have an error. So if you started with the front edge and the front edge of this one, you're going to have to continue with the front edge. If you started with the back edge, you're going to have to continue with the back edge. So I started with the front, so I have to continue with the front edges. Okay. And sometimes you might have to switch between the two of these to make it actually connect. And then I can just finish up by adding on the two linkage pegs. And the train is fully assembled. So now you can see when you move these around, they rotate nicely, except for occasionally they have that weird little issue where they go sideways like this. What you can do to stop that from happening is actually another constraint. So it'll be this angled constraint. And you just pick this first one, and I'm going to flip the train over. I'm going to click this edge and this edge, and then click apply. The reason for that is that edge and that edge will now be parallel, so when you move this around, you won't have that weird kind of angled part of it. And I'm going to just do that to the other one. Now the train is fully assembled.